What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into week 15 for the Betting Pros live stream. He is Terrell Furman. I am Matt Perrault. He hosts Fast Break Bets. I host the Daily Juice. We're breaking down games with you guys here today on the Betting Pros YouTube channel. Terrell, how are you? Week 15, some interesting games to get to today.
Oh, yeah, some interesting games indeed. We got my New York Giants making history, one of the largest point spreads ever in the NFL, and I love it. This doesn't happen too often, but I don't know. I don't know. You said some things about my Giants, and ironically, I don't agree. So it's a lot going on here. But Patriots as well. Nice little game against the Cardinals. That's interesting.
I got a Wong teaser angle that I'm going to look to play here today. So you guys who have been looking for the Wong teasers this year, it's been highly not a profitable bet until recently. We've been doing okay with it last couple of weeks. We'll do that. But before we get to football, I know I'm not going to hold you to it, but because you do host the Fast Break Bets podcast here with Betting Pros. Tuesday here in Vegas, I was at a DraftKings NBA Cup party last night here in Las Vegas. So Bucks Thunder, who is winning the NBA Cup?
The Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't think it's going to be close. I love the defense that they are playing with Isaiah Hartenstein in the lineup, and I do not trust the Milwaukee Bucks. Like, I cannot trust them consistently. They're not consistent on the defensive end. Sometimes it's everybody wants to come help score. Sometimes it's the and Giannis show. And so with that, Oklahoma City, plus they're a team that are run by role players. There's a lot of small contracts on that team. Those guys want that money. They really, really want the money. They go out, and when SGA, their best player, does interviews, he has the whole team behind him. Team aspect, team aspect, team aspect. That's what you got to keep remembering with this Bucks team. I mean, this Thunder team. And that's what the big thing about the whole in-season tournament is hey, do it for the team, get the money for the team. So I love Oklahoma City. Lay the points. They're going to get it done, and it's not going to be close.
I'm very curious on attendance for that on Tuesday, because at least they didn't get, if it was Rockets in the Bucks, it would have been like 10, it would have been $10 to get in. It would have been real easy. So I'm toying with the idea of going on Tuesday night just because we have the NBA Cup here in Vegas. I didn't go last year. I was going to go on yesterday, but I didn't go to either game, but I did go to the post-game party, and people had a good time. They enjoyed it. They thought it was cool. They think it's a neat thing to have here in the city. So maybe Tuesday, but we'll see. At least you got the Thunder, though. So you got SGA and you got some star power with Giannis going here for the Thunder and the Bucks. All right, let's get to the games today. Let's start with Washington in New Orleans. This is the biggest point spread for New Orleans at home to be this big of a dog in forever. It's 7.5. Look, the quarterback situation for New Orleans is not ideal. Washington needs it. It's 7.5, however, with a total of 44. You can pull this down. If you want a long teaser angle, you can take this and pull this down. Take the Commanders basically just to win this game. 1.5, you can pull it down. Any shot the Saints shock the world?
I mean, with Jake Haener, I don't really know. I guess this is the first time we've seen Jake Haener with a week to prepare. He's always the backup that just kind of comes in and throws, and then they went to Rattler. So, I mean, maybe there's some holes in this secondary for the Commanders that I think you can attack, but I'm not betting on it. I just like the Commanders. I think the Commanders are going to be able to put up offense. I think they're going to be able to score. If I had to take a side, I would lay it with the Commanders. I do like the teaser angle, but because of that, I'm fading any form of that defense. We might have the Marshawn Lattimore revenge game. We'll see if he is able to go today. I don't know. I haven't seen an injury update on him, but that's in there as well. But I love Jaden Daniels. I think Jaden Daniels is going to get it done here. I'm taking his over on passing yards. Look at the last few weeks. It's right now 217.5. You can find that at different spots. It's around 213, 217.5. But if you look at the last 6 games, teams, quarterbacks that have gone against this New Orleans Saints team have gone over this in 4 of the last 6, the only one being Matthew Stafford and Bryce Young, of course. But nonetheless, I think this is a really good spot for them just to bounce back and have another good day and continue what they've been doing. They dominated the Titans. They're going on and really just beating up on bad teams. Like, I think that's what this Commanders team is. I don't know how I feel about them with playoff teams and playoff competition, but this is a bad defense. This is a pretty good offense with Daniels. I think Robinson Jr. is going to have a good day on the ground as well. I love all forms of Commanders, team total, everything Commanders today.
Interesting. So The last time the Saints closed as a more than a 7-point home dog was back in 1999. Jake Delhomme started for New Orleans against Troy Aikman. The number was 9, and the Saints won the game outright. Now, this is a totally different situation, obviously, because we're talking about an interim head coach. We're talking about a third-string quarterback. Saints are playing for nothing. The Washington Commanders are playing for something, and they got a rookie who's going back to New Orleans. That angle has not been played up very much. I know he's not from New Orleans, but he played at LSU. So he's got a lot of people who are excited about
that's his city now. That's his city now. And that's another angle. Like you said, that's his city. He's a New Orleans guy, LSU. Like they talk about him. He's on all the LSU pages. They're all supporting him at the games. And there's gonna be a little bit of the crowd that's out there saying, hey, we want to see this guy play well.
Yeah, so I'm with you on that. Road favorites off a bye since 2004, 77, 54, and 4. So it's a pretty good mark, another 60% covering. This year it's been weird. Teams off of a bye have not performed well. You have to think that's going to come back down to earth a little bit. We're underwater on teams off of a bye straight up, 9-13 straight up. So that's kind of odd from an NFL standpoint. Normally you're betting teams off a bye with extra rest and extra preparation for games. So maybe this is the week that things actually turn around and those things happen.
Regression to the mean.
You get 6 teams coming off buys this week. So watch for teams maybe to rise up and off of a bye and win those games outright. I think if you were looking for a teaser angle in the early games, this is a long teaser option. Totals 44, 7.5, pull it down to 1.5. Just got to go and find a dance partner for that. And that very well might be the Miami and Houston game. The Dolphins are catching 2.5 points on the road. Houston's favored. The number now is 45.5 from a total perspective. This has been 2.5, 2.5, and 2.5. It's not moving. The books want no part of going to 3 here because the pros are looking for 3 with the Miami Dolphins. How do you feel about the Texans? It's December. It's go time. And this team still has a lot of questions.
I think that really the big question mark for me, everything else I can live with, but the offensive line is the thing. The offensive line is taking CJ Stroud off of his game. He's either getting rid of the ball too quick because he's afraid of the pressure, or he's holding on to the ball too long, trying to make a play and ended up getting sacked. And it just hasn't been consistent. And I don't think that this is a sophomore slump. When we see CJ play well, he plays really, really well. I don't think this is a sophomore slump. I think this is the offensive line not protecting the quarterback, and then you're reaping the benefit, the negatives of what's going on with that in terms of he's not able to get consistent offense. They're doing 3 and outs and all of that. And this pass rush for the Miami Dolphins has been lukewarm. And if they have a day to get hot and get going today, then I think they're going to get to Stroud and they're going to keep him off the game, which is why I like the under for the game. I'm on under 46 here in this one. I know you see Tyreek Hill, you see CJ Stroud, Nico Collins, all these guys, and you think points, but I just think of on the line of scrimmage is going to be where the battle is won, because look at this Houston Texas defense. They're number 1 in pass rush win rate. They're one of the best pass rushing teams in the league, and I think they're going to be all over Tua. I think Tua is prone for an interception today. I think it's going to be a lot of mistakes on that side of the ball, and it's just going to look like an ugly football game in a dome where people are expecting points. So I like the under.
So here are some wild stats that really make no sense. The Houston Texans are 11-2 against the number in the first half. They are 2-11 against the number in the second half. Now that's either coaching, that's teams getting tired, that's I don't know what it is for the Texans, but they do not play well in the second half. They don't play well in tight football games. So that's, to me, given the Dolphins 8.5 points, even if they're down, it could be a backdoor cover type situation. Tua in a dome is 4-1 straight up, winning those games by an average of 25.5 points.
Sheesh.
When they go to the dome,
I'm curious.
This offense cooks because of the speed that those wideouts have and the precision passing attack that Mike McDaniels has. It works well on fast tracks.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Because I've gone back and forth about the side. I really do want to bet the side in the next 50 minutes or so. My gut says take the Texans. However, we have the Dolphins. I get that the Texans are 8-5. The Dolphins don't beat good teams. Like we've talked about this for years.
Yep.
They do not beat good teams. Are the
Are
Texans a good team?
Yeah, are the Texans
Are
good?
the Texans a good team?
Because it's a really CJ Stroud as a favorite in the NFL is 6-12 ATS.
They don't cover.
They don't cover, and it's 2.5. So I think if you want to bet this game, I think right there is your Wong teaser in the early window.
Yeah,
you can take Washington down to 1.5 and take the Dolphins from 2.5 up to 8.5, plus 8.5 minus 1.5. And you could
the Texans getting this over by a touchdown just seems absurd at this point. Like it does, it just seems absurd. They do not cover games. Like they don't cover. What was it? It was the Colts game earlier this year. They were 2.5-point favorites and they won by 2 or one or the other.
To your point about the under, though, the number started really high. It started up around 47. It's now 46 at Circa. It's 46.5 at DraftKings. That's the highest number on the planet at the moment. So if you like the under, go bet it at DraftKings, because CJ Stroud, when the total is 45 or higher, he's 10-3 to the under. CJ Stroud, including 7-1 when it's 47 or higher. Now we're not there, obviously. We're currently at 46.5, but close enough from a 10-3 standpoint. So if we like the under in this game, getting 8.5 points generally means it's going to be like a 17-13 type football game, and we're going to be inside that window from a cover perspective. So you can bet the under, which I think is a good play on your part. I like the under there. And you can also tease this up to 8.5 and take the Dolphins as part of a Wong teaser if you want to go ahead and jump in with that. So that, people might get wary of it, but just the numbers, the trends tend to point towards dog and under.
And the money, that money, the sharp Circa, sharp, more of a sharp book. They got a lot of sharp money coming in on that under. But if you look at the DraftKings side of the bet splits, DraftKings has everybody betting the over, more public money. So public money is on the over, sharp money is on the under. The total's falling down. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of on the sharp side with this one.
Yeah, I think you're probably on the right read there. We'll spend 2 seconds on this game. Jets on the road at Jacksonville. This is the ugliest game of the day. Numbers 3, totals 41. Will you spend more than 5 minutes watching this game?
If Red Zone makes a pit stop, if we add all the Redstone pit stops, it might make it over 5 minutes. But in terms of will a screen have this game on? Absolutely not. No.
What a bad game. Okay. Titans and the Bengals. This game is wild to me. I don't get how this number was 5 for most of the week. Cincinnati against the Titans, who are the worst team against the number. They're 2-11 against the spread so far this year. Their quarterback stinks. Their coach is over his head. The Bengals need it. The Bengals are coming off of a really impressive offensive performance, but that's nothing new. But they only gave up 20 to the Dallas Cowboys. I know that's kind of a only, but this defense has been so bad that 20 points is actually a huge victory for the Bengals. The Titans can't score. Why is this number not higher?
I don't know. I have no idea. I went ahead and bet it already. I'm locked in on Cincinnati. At this point, we still have a quarterback that is throwing the football to the other team, and the backup is no better, and he can't take the job from the starters. So they don't have anything going offensively. But I think the icing on the cake is where I felt the best about this is because of the special teams of the Titans has been so bad, and it doesn't even look like they're coaching it at times. They're giving up block punts, block field goals, all of this stuff, and that's just the third aspect of the game that people don't really realize that plays into your cover. Like that helps you defensive touchdown, special team plays, those secure covers. And so, 100%. This Bengals team, Joe Burrow's pissed off. He felt like his privacy's been violated, and he's still got this team that he's trying to drag and limp and force them into the playoffs. And I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm glad that he thinks it's going to happen because that means he's going to go out here and play well. I desperately, Matt, need Jamar Chase not to have a big game today. I am playing against Jamar Chase in 2 different fantasy leagues in the playoffs. I desperately need Jamar Chase. Can we please have a T. Higgins game? Can it please be the T. Higgins game today? Please.
Oh, my. Well, couple things.
Heartbreak.
Yeah,
heartbreak.
Because here's the problem. Joe Burrow against teams under 500 since 2022 is 11-3 ATS. So he beats the crap out of bad teams.
Just don't go to Chase. That's it.
Where he goes every single time, though, unfortunately. And what's wild about this, long-time betting trend is a team on back-to-back road games. You fade the team on the road because, well, they haven't slept in their own beds. They've traveled all over the place. Well, not Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow on the second game or later of a road trip is 11-4 ATS, covering by an average of 4 points per game, going over the spread. So I have a hard time with it. I have been yelling about the Bengals all year. I've been wrong about the Bengals, except for the Patriot game to start the year, which I was on the Patriots to start the year. But I've been wrong ever since. And people around me are like, wait a minute, you're betting the Bengals? Yeah. I mean, you look at the Bengals, look at Burrow, look at the Bengals, look at the numbers, look who they're playing. I'm on the under win total for the Titans. I thought they were going to suck all year. Yes, it's the Bengals, but the numbers say take Cincinnati, lay the points here, and before it gets to 7. It's currently at 6. You can tease this down money line if you want. If you want to do a money line parlay, like I mentioned, this is a teaser-rific weekend. You take the Bengals down to a pick. You take the Commanders down to 1.5, or you can take Miami up to 8.5. Those are 3 options you guys can use from a teaser perspective and mix and match. Hell, bet all 3 if you want and do a 3-legger if you want to get a little crazy. You mentioned it. You had a chance to go to the Giants game today against the Ravens. This number is 17. It's 17.
As you can see, I'm still here. As you can see, I had a chance to go to the game, and I'm still here.
43.5. Do the Giants score today, Terrell?
Neighbors gets one. They score 1 touchdown. That's it. Max 7 points.
Hey, Sal, put Richard's question on the screen for a second, if you would, because I need to just address this really fast as we go forward on this. So, guys, a Wong teaser is a formula created by a data scientist that has been a long-term bet, Dr. Wong. It's a formula in which basically you're looking to cross 3 and cross 7, but the total has to be 49 or lower. That's what I mean by that. When I say the total qualifies for a Wong teaser, it must be. So 54.5, I was talking about the Bills and why the Bills bet that I made today that we'll talk about later didn't qualify. It's too high. The total is too high at 54.5. So that's what I mean by that when talking about how it qualifies. The total must qualify from 49 or under. Sorry, continue, Terrell. Excuse me.
Oh, no. It's all good. We don't need to talk about this game. This is a 5-second game. We have the Ravens who are going to go out here and essentially dominate.
I like the Giants. I think the Giants cover. What do the Ravens need to win this game for? They don't need to kill anybody. What do they need to kill anybody for?
I think that I would have been on this wave if the Ravens didn't go out and have the game that they did against the Eagles the week before the bye. They're completely locked in. And if you add to it, now that the Eagles somehow add themselves into the atmosphere of the Giants, Lamar Jackson has only lost to 2 NFC teams, the Giants and the Eagles. This is a revenge game for Lamar Jackson coming back in here into New York, and he's about to put on a show. I think that this is just going to be an utter total domination. The Giants can't stop the run. They lost Dexter Lawrence. They lost Tyler Nubin, their rookie safety. There's so many pieces on the defense, on the offense that are not playing in this game that this is a clear tank game. Like I can't see the Giants being competitive in this game with Tommy DeVito at all. I'm on Justice Hill today in this game.
I'm just telling you, I'm just saying 17 points. 17 points. The Giants have not been this big of a home dog since December of 1966.
Yep. It's
December of 1966. Okay. So Pat's in here I'm telling people to go broke. Guys, 17 points is 17 points. This is the NFL. Okay. This is the NFL. The Ravens are playing the Steelers next week. The Ravens have the game of the year next week for them. It's their regular season Super Bowl. Steelers at home. They don't need to win this game by 20 points. They can just win this game and get the hell out of here. We've seen the Ravens play with their food before. It's just what they kind of do. They don't really need to go out there and destroy people. I don't think you can trust them laying 17 points with real money. It's either bet the dog or pass. You don't have to bet this game. Pass. If you think I'm not betting it, just pass on it. That's fine. But Baltimore is 6-1 against the number. Just remember that. And then this is the biggest spread by far for them. Yes, they were laying 9 at home against the Denver Broncos, and they killed Denver. But they were against Washington. They were laying 7. They laid 9 against Vegas. This team has laid eggs before this season. To me, I think it's a 10-point win for the Ravens. 17 points. I take the Giants. I'm not betting it, but I take the Giants at this point on this. And it could get scary. That's all I got to say. It might get scary.
Let me just add here that the Giants are 0-7 ATS as a home dog in the first half. So At the very least, I have a team that I know is good off preparation.
Right.
And with the week to prepare, they do normally step up in games. We talked about the coming off a bye. Teams should be better coming off a bye now. I'm pretty sure we can chop this up as a win in the win column for teams coming off a bye right here. But
Yeah.
nonetheless, give me the Ravens. I'm going to lay the 9.5 in the first half. But
Okay.
I'm also going to play me a little bit of a, hey, we could get this multiple type of ways playing Justice Hill. Give me Justice Hill over 32.5 rushing and receiving here. I love this prop because he could get this regularly because the Giants are so bad against the running back in the pass game, so bad against the running back rushing the ball. But we could also get this if this is a blowout. If this is exactly what I think it is and they're not even in the game at all, second half, Derrick Henry going out there and running more, no way. It's going to be some Justice Hill. So, yeah, I think that there's multiple ways that we can get this for Justice Hill. I like Justice Hill to go over this rushing and receiving prop. I actually laddered it up to 52.
Oh, my. Okay. If you like trends, since 1990, teams coming off of a 7 or more game ATS losing streak, with the Giants are currently on, in their next game, they are 15-4-3 against the number.
Oh, man, it's going to be so bad if the Giants don't cover and mess that up.
15-4-3 is 15-4-3. I'm just saying, like, big trends.
You see Shador Sanders and Malik Neighbors playing catch?
Oh, God.
Yeah, they're streets in New York. Imagine just driving down the streets of New York and seeing
the guys here in Vegas, they're dreaming about the same exact thing, that they think that he's going to be here. So, number one pick of the draft going to the Raiders. So I don't know.
He probably should go to the Raiders, but I'm holding out hope.
Yeah. Jerry's asking, who was a bigger game, Daniels or Lamar Jackson? Jaden Daniels. It's a bigger game by far. Lamar doesn't need to do anything. Just win the game and get the hell out of there. KC's on the road against Cleveland. The Jerry Jeudy props, everyone's on Jerry Jeudy. I don't like it any better for that reason, because
that fantasy league that I was telling you about, I might be starting Jerry Jeudy in my flex.
So I don't hate it.
I need the props to hit.
So I don't hate it, but this number has gone from 5.5 to 4, back up to 4.5 here. Some late money coming in on Kansas City. KC can't cover numbers, Terrell. I don't think they lose the game, but the books are literally daring the public to lay more than a field goal with Kansas City. They're just dangling it, going like, oh, you look at that. Oh, it's the Chiefs. They're going to win easily. The Browns suck. Jameis Stone's pick sixes. I'd be really careful with this game. I've teased it up. I took it from 4 to 10. I got the Browns plus 10.
Interesting. That's some good tease right there. I like that tease, actually. I'm with you. You can't lay anything with this Chiefs team right now. And I think it's really, really scary because I think they might be. I've been a Patrick Mahomes backer. Let me start by saying this. I've been a Patrick Mahomes backer for a while. And I've started to seep through some of these letdown spots that the Chiefs give you. I remember one road game they went and they played an Indianapolis Colts team that was terrible and they lost outright as 6-point favorites. They might lose this game outright.
I agree with you.
There's no motivation for the Chiefs in this game at all.
None. And here's the problem for Kansas City. So the Chiefs, if you're going to lay more than 10 points, turnovers come into play. Pick sixes, fumble recoveries, short fields. The KC Chiefs have only generated 10 takeaways through 13 games. The fewest takeaways for teams with 11 or more wins through week 13 of the NFL. This is the number one team. The Chiefs have the lowest number of takeaways, 10 of any team in NFL history that has had 11 or more wins through week 13. The Patriots of 2016 had 14. Same thing with the Cowboys, who had 14. Chiefs don't generate turnovers. If they win the game, they win the game by a field goal, like they have against the Panthers or against the Chargers. They block a field goal against the Broncos. Like, it's always a one-score game. And it's always a small margin. Like, it's a razor thin margin for Kansas City. I think you can lay the 4.5 if you want, or take it up to 10.5. I got 10, but I like 10.5 even more to tease that up and just say the Browns are going to keep this game close, because I think it's going to be a game. And I think you're right. Cleveland winning this game outright, no shock at all for me if Jameis could somehow get a W. Last game on the early slate, Dallas and Carolina. This is history. The Carolina Panthers are actually favored. They are a favorite for the first time in 33 games, or now it's 34 games. They've been underdogs in 42 of their last 43 games. And the last time they covered as a favorite was against the Pittsburgh Steelers back in week 15 of 2022. Cowboys win today, or Panthers winning cover?
I can't pick the Cowboys. Give me the Panthers. Give me the Panthers. Bryce Young's been looking a lot better, man. He looks
Yes.
like a competent quarterback, and this was the fear for me. I was fearful of the Panthers finally figuring it out and making Bryce Young look competent because I wanted him in a trade for nothing. I wanted them to give up on him and him move on to a better situation and then prove that he is better. But they started to get a lot better offensive line play. Adam Thielen came back and gave him a nice weapon to throw the ball to. Like this Carolina Panthers team has been pretty solid. They covered their last 5 games, and that's why they're a favorite here. And unfortunately for the Cowboys, I just can't trust them offensively to be able to keep anything going. It just doesn't seem like it's working with Cooper Rush how it did in years past, where Cooper Rush has been able to come in and lead them to a 3-1 start under him and look really good and be a competent backup quarterback. No, he hasn't been. He's been pretty bad, actually. And luckily they had the Giants on their schedule, so he was able to get his confidence back up, and then it's been knocked back down by the Cincinnati Bengals. And I think that the Carolina Panthers here are going to get their defense a little bit going. I do think there's going to be some points here, though. So I haven't made a play on the over, but I've been thinking about it all week. I could see this getting into a sneaky little shootout over there in Charlotte and Carolina coming on top. But I like the Carolina Panthers. I like everything they have going on right now. And I think Bryce Young is the best quarterback on the field.
So the Cowboys, ATS-wise, it's embarrassing. They're 4-9 this year. That's tied for the second worst in the NFL. Their worst year ever was back in 1997 when they were 3-11-2 ATS. So they are right on line here. If the Cowboys lose and don't cover, this could be a historically bad team, not just on the field from a record standpoint, but also an ATS record standpoint for the Dallas Cowboys. Guys, maximize your prop betting success with the BettingPros Prop Bet Cheat Sheet. Instantly compare sportsbook lines with expert projections to find the best value. Customize your bets by filtering props by matchup, odds, and bet type, ensuring you only see the most profitable opportunities. Get tailored recommendations and track winning trends with ease with this comprehensive tool. Take your prop betting to the next level at bettingpros.com/props or on the Betting Pros Sports Betting app. I'll give you my prop bets coming up here before we wrap on the show here today. We go to the afternoon, the late games, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, second best game of the day. 5.5 for the Philadelphia Eagles. The books don't want to go to 6 because the pros are going to tease it and they're going to pull it down to a pick. 5.5 right now, 43 from a total perspective. I am 47 years old. The Pittsburgh Steelers have never won in Philadelphia in my entire life. The last time they won in Philadelphia was in 1965. They only play once every 4 years in Philadelphia, but Eagles win, or is Russ going there to shock the world?
Well, I mean, Russ could shock the world, possibly. And, you know, I mean, a 2-1 dog with Mike Tomlin is always good. I mean, I'm always going to take that. But come on, 5.5 points for Tomlin? For Tomlin?
5-0.
5.5?
They're 5-0.
Oh, no way. There's no way I'm fading this. There's no possible way I'm fading this. I think Mike Tomlin's 100% going to get this done. This is what he lives for. This is what he lives for. When he wakes up on Monday morning and he's going into the office, they have it right here. Hey, coach, you're a dog this week. Right there on the door. Hey, coach, you're a dog this week. Appreciate it. Thanks for letting me know. About to go handle business. Yeah, there's no questioning here. 60% cover probability as a dog. I mean, I don't question this at all. I always play it. Mike Tomlin's always going to get it done as a dog.
I'm not debating it. It's a really hard number. It's the books are saying go ahead and bet us. Again, they don't want to go to 6. 10-3 Pittsburgh. ATS is tied with the Broncos for the best mark against the number so far this season. Philly's 8-5, but they're 1-4 at home this year against the number. They have not been good at all against the spread. But not only that, Mike Tomlin in his career, I've said this on other shows, this is almost like the Chiefs. I mean, in fact, they're just behind the Chiefs for one score games. Since 2020, Pittsburgh under Mike Tomlin is 37-14 straight up in one score games. They're 35-16-1 against the number in one score games. So if it's tight, like we think it's going to be tight, you have to take the points. I'm not betting this game. I'm going to watch this game. The Eagles could go ahead and win this game by 20 points and if the turnovers come, if the coin flips on the Steelers and they stop getting the breaks, like we're all waiting for that with the Chiefs. I'm equally waiting for that with the Steelers. Like I'm waiting for that moment where the ball doesn't bounce the way that they want it to, and they don't get the breaks. Pickens being out, in the beginning part of that game last week, you saw it. You're like, oh no, this offense is not moving at all. And then the turnover started. The mistakes started. Jameis went back to being Jameis. And so you saw the mistakes in the second half, and it became a waterfall, and just the Browns had no answer to stop it. The Eagles might be able to force those turnovers and make Russell Wilson make mistakes, strip sack fumbles and things along those lines. And then it goes the other way. The Eagles are the one who are hammering and piling on, and the Steelers can't stop that momentum, and they lose the game by double digits. So I think you're right. If you're going to bet it, it's dog or nothing. I don't think you lay the points with the Eagles unless it goes to 6. If it goes to 6, you can use it as a teaser, and I don't mind it pulling it down and just taking an Eagles money line play here on a teaser. And you can couple it if you want with Bills and the Lions. Game of the day. We've hit 55 here in Vegas. South Point, 55. I got to be honest, Terrell, I don't understand it. If you look at the numbers, when the total goes to 55 in the NFL, dating back to October of 22, that was the highest number of 55.5. Bills to Chiefs. That's the last time we saw 55 in the NFL. Since 2019, 23-10 to the under. To the under when we get to a total this high. Sheesh. I like the under in this game. I think everyone just assumes it's going to be a high scoring, like 44-42 Rams Bills. I don't see the Lions wanting to get into that. I think the Bills are going to play slower for that reason. I don't think they want to get into a shootout here on the road against the Lions. Where are you on Bills Lions?
I think it's tough. It is definitely tough. I can definitely see the over. I think also this being in Ford Field. Ford Field's been known for overs. Shout out to Andrew Erickson over there, Fantasy Pros, Betting Pros. He brought it to my attention last 3 seasons. There's an average total of 54 points in this building. Like that's the average. So,
but I keep on arguing with him on that point.
Yeah,
because here's the problem with that. It's the NFC, and it's the NFC North. It's teams with defenses who have been garbage. Like so many of those games going over in that building. Like this is an AFC, NFC preview of potentially the Super Bowl. So that's why I bet the under, because I'm going, wait a minute. I know this building tends to give up overs, but this is Josh Allen and this is Jared Goff. As long as these guys don't throw picks, if they throw picks, I'm in trouble. Flat out, I'm in trouble. If this game starts getting turnover fest, I'm dead. Game's flying over. But as long as they don't turn the football over, I think both defenses, I'm going to go right up to it, by the way. This is going to fall like 52. Like, this is not going to be like a 40 combined score game in my mind. It's going to be a sweat. Just 55 points is 55 points. It's just too many points in the NFL.
No, it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm looking at this a little bit different. I do like the Lions side of the ball. I think the Lions they both have a lot of motivation in this game, but the Lions just continue to pull wins out of their behind. I mean, they just continuously find ways to do it, probably when they shouldn't. And it's like the Chiefs, and I kind of don't want to fade that. I think that this number is too low, and they can find a way to just mess around and win this game because I was there. I'm sure you was there too, but I saw Jared Goff throw 5 interceptions and them still get the win. I saw that happen. And so I'm not fading this Lions team right now in this spot because I think they can attack this team. And how do you attack the Buffalo Bills? You attack running back. You attack them on the ground, running the football. You attack them in the pass game with the running back as well. And they've given up the second most receiving yards to running backs this season. I like both of the running backs. I took both of them. Give me Montgomery, who's been amazing catching the football. He has caught 32 of his potential 34 targets this season. 32 of 34. He has caught the ball. He has gone over this 17.5 receiving line in his last 6 games straight. I think that is a great play. David Montgomery to go over 17.5 receiving yards. And I have Jahmyr Gibbs as well going over his 21.5 receiving yards. He's been over in 3 of the last 5. We know Jahmyr Gibbs profiles as the better pass catching, more explosive running back. It can only take 1 catch for Jahmyr Gibbs, and he could take it 25 yards. And so I like both of them to go over their receiving yards. I think that the Bills are going to lock up the receivers for the most part. Maybe a little bit of a Jameson Williams game. He has the best matchup out of everybody else, but I think that they're going to do really, really well on the receivers, and it's going to be a lot of attention focused towards the running backs.
So I did this last week with the with the Lions and the Packers. I shot right through the needle hole. I was able to just thread it perfectly. I'm going to try to do this again here in this game and see if I can go 2-2. So I'm on the under 54.5, now 55 under. I've teased the Bills up to plus 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
But the Lions against the spread in the first half are stupid right now. Over the last 3 seasons, the Lions are 37-12-1 against the number in the first half. That's the best in the NFL. When Dan Campbell is coaching a team in the first half that's over 500, get this number, 23-7 ATS. So we're going to go Lions first half.
Okay.
Bills plus 8.5 for the game and under. I'd hate having 3 bets in one game because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and it really hurts. But we hit all 3 when it was the Lions and the Packers last week. We were able to take care of all 3. We're going to try it again. See if we can take care of all 3 here with Lions first half, ATS, Bills plus 8.5 on a teaser, and the under 54.5 for the game of the day here in the NFL in the late window.
This is very tempting. This is very, very tempting here.
So just saying, it's 1, right? It's 1.5, 1 on that.
Yeah, 1.5, 1.5 on the first half.
Yeah. So basically, just have a lead, and they've had a lead consistently at home. They are a very good first half team. They are a good second half team, but they're very good to borderline great first half team at home for the Detroit Lions under Dan Campbell. So just saying, if you want to go with all 3 of those, you can just bet one of them if you want, but I think
or you could be like me and you can parlay all 3 of them for plus 525.
Oh my! I hit it last week. I don't want to hit it again. I mean, I'll take 2 and 1 on it. I'll take a 2 and 1.
Yeah, nice 2 and 1.
Be fine, but 3-0 is But I threaded the needle last week with the Lions and see if we can do it again. Indianapolis in Denver. I stared at this game forever, Terrell. I don't know what to do with it. I want to.
Oh, it's okay. I'll tell you. Don't worry about it. Keep your feet up. Relax.
You want Bo Nix?
Because I'm a believer.
Yeah, it's hard not to be, right?
Would you believe me if I told you that I was in love with this Denver Broncos team because they keep covering the number?
Right.
They keep covering the number. At this point, it doesn't matter how I feel about Bo Nix as a quarterback. If you make me money, you make me money.
He's 10-3.
6-0 ATS when he's a favorite. When he's a favorite, he handles business when he's a favorite.
It's incredible.
100%.
He's the first rookie quarterback ever in the Super Bowl era, ever. No rookie quarterback has ever gone 6-0 ATS in his first 6 starts as a favorite.
He's great. He's amazing. He's amazing. And it's Sean Payton. And this is the connection that I didn't know that I needed in the NFL. And if you're telling me that I'm just going to continuously get covers and covers and covers, you don't even have to win games. If you're just going to continuously cover and cover and cover, I am perfectly fine with that. And you have Anthony Richardson, who can give the ball away. Like, he can make some tough decisions. And I'm telling you, this Denver Broncos defense is live. I think this entire Denver Broncos team has taken this entire season as hey, I understand what we gave you last season. I understand how bad it was. I understand all the talk and all that. We're getting it back in blood this year. We are getting it back in blood, and we're going to compete. And we're right here. We're right here. We're trying to get into the playoffs, and you got to start beating the bad teams late. And I think they go ahead and handle business. I think 4 isn't enough. I think 4 is a line that they set because they didn't know what to do. A lot of people don't know what to do. I'm going easy. I trust the team that's 10-3 ATS.
Yeah.
I trust them to get it done.
Tied with the Steelers for the best record against the number so far in the NFL. And again, Bo Nix 6-0 is a favorite. No rookie quarterback has ever started 6-0 against the number. So pros would tell you that regression's coming. Pros would say you're going to bet on what you're trying to project what's going to happen in the future and not follow a trend. But I'm with you. I'm not going to ride it until it bucks you off. Like, keep betting it until it doesn't hit. Like, you're going to go broke just expecting Bo Nix to fail when so far he hasn't. And a lot of it has to do with the wide receivers and the head coach and the scheme and then the defense. He doesn't need to do all that much. They're not asking him to win games himself. Just don't lose the game. Just don't throw picks. Don't turn the football over. And his mobility has been gigantic. And it's been wild to watch the blitzes. When he's facing a team in the top half of pressures, of pressure percentage, he's 5-1 ATS. When you blitz this guy, he hurts you. Like, you can't blitz him. He runs and he knows how to pick up first downs. He sees it. He's able to move. He's fast enough. He may not like all that fast, but he's fast enough to hurt you with the legs and extend drives and keep the offense on the field. So He's the rookie of the year, is he not? I know everyone loves Jaden Daniels, but it's got to be Bo.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
It's not even close.
Oh, Bo is he's 100%.
It's not even close.
We just sung his
praises.
He's
my rookie of the year. I'll give him the ATS rookie of the year for sure. Oh yeah,
he's the rookie of the year.
Nah, he's not.
He's the rookie.
It's by far and away Jaden Daniels.
What happens if Jaden Daniels doesn't make the playoffs?
That's not going to happen.
If Bo Nix does,
he's making the playoffs.
We'll see.
He's making the playoffs.
How many teams out of the NFC North are making the playoffs? How many teams in the NFC West are making the playoffs?
Yeah.
How many teams in the NFC East are making the playoffs?
Yeah.
We're still up in the air here.
NFC West is questionable.
We're still up in the air.
There's enough times for the Cardinals. There's enough for the Cardinals to bottom out completely.
Completely bottom out.
Yeah, they can actually completely bottom out. This is
Rams are 8-6, Falcons are 6-7, Cardinals are 6-7. Last playoff spot currently, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
they occupy the last playoff spot.
Yeah, he's gonna get it. I don't like it, but he's gonna get it.
I like Bo Nix. He's my rookie of the year. Bo has been phenomenal. Okay, last game of the afternoon. Oh no, so 2 more games afternoon slate. Tampa Bay on the road at the Chargers. I got another road dog number on one Mr. Baker Mayfield. Baker is a dog. Is extremely profitable, and I mean extremely profitable when he is on the road as a dog. I'm on it. I took the 3. I know everyone loves Justin Herbert and love what's going on, but Baker Mayfield is 12-4 as a road starter, as a dog with the Bucs. If you want to tease this game, you can, because he's 16-0. 16-0 when you tease a dog number involving Baker Mayfield. If he does lose, he loses by a tiny number. +3, I took it, but you can tease it as well. Where are you on Bucs Chargers?
Yeah, I couldn't disagree more. I'm on the Chargers here. Yeah, I am on the Chargers here. We're going head to head here. I like the Chargers to be able to get it done because I am fading the defense of the Tampa Bay Bucs here, and I understand that this Chargers offense is banged up and they have a whole bunch of bodies, but this Bucs team can really, really allow anybody to get going on them. And I think that I trust Harbaugh to have a good game plan to keep Herbert moving the ball down the field. I don't think Herbert is that good. I think he's average at best. I think he's a very, very solid. I think he's overrated, but nonetheless, I don't need you to be the all-world quarterback to go beat this team. I just need you to be smart, not turn the football over, and make the most of your drives, because that offense and Baker Mayfield can find ways to move the football, but that defense for the Chargers is so good. Again, there's so many times this season, only 2 teams have been able to score more than 3 touchdowns against them, and that is the Bengals and the Ravens. That is it. Everybody else has been held underneath their team total, and I think that is a realm of possibility for the Buccaneers here today. Now, I think that they'll take the run game out of the equation for the Chargers, so I do think a low total is going to come in here, but I just think that the Chargers have enough and they're going to be able to figure it out.
Dog it under.
Yeah.
Why? As a member of the Bucs, Baker Mayfield, when he faces a defense averaging 17 points or less given up, 3-0 ATS.
Ooh, okay.
3-0 Baker Mayfield. He likes playing good. He likes playing good defenses. He's good against good defenses. It's fine. Chargers by 1 or 2. I'm good with it. Give me 3.
I do like the tease Baker up.
Yeah,
because I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means, but tease Baker up and then tease the total up and bring it. And
this is such a terrific teaser weekend. It's stupid. There are so many games you can get involved with on a teaser perspective. And remember, if you're going to do the Wong teaser, you have to place it like right now, because it's got to be within 30 minutes of kickoff. So for the 1 o'clock games, you're in the window right now for Wong. If you're going to tease the afternoon game, which is what this game is, you got to wait till the afternoon, till like 3:30 Eastern time, right before kickoff. Really, you want to get as close to kickoff as possible to make sure those numbers aren't moving on you. If you're going to play that formula, you don't have to. You can tease it right now. It doesn't really matter. But you have to go ahead and jump on it if you want to play that formula for this. We got the Patriots on the road against the Arizona Cardinals. My God, opened at 7, money coming in here on 6. Patriot defense banged up. There's a whole lot of talk about what's happening for next year for New England. They've got the most cap space of any team in the NFL. They're trying to get the number 1 pick. There's no need to win this game if you're the Patriots. Can they keep it close? Do they cover the 6?
How good do you feel about Drake May?
I think Drake May's tremendous. It's everybody else sucks.
I think that Drake May, if they keep this game close, it's going to be because Drake May just went out and had that game of you're like, oh, That's the reason they drafted you that high. That's
Yeah.
the reason right there. And that's ultimately where you have to put it in. Your faith in is the fact that Drake May is going to come in here and have a really, really good day. I
Right.
can't get anywhere on this game. I'm so done with this Cardinals team. And I'm over this Cardinals team. I don't want anything else to do with them. I understand people are putting them in Survivor. Best of luck to you. Best of luck to you if you take this Cardinals
Charger Survivor today. Oh, because the Patriots, I mean, I thought they'd win 5 games, right? They have 2 of their final 3 games are against the Buffalo Bills. It's really bad. They got to win this game. If the Pats are going to wind up going for 5 wins, they have 3 right now. Got to win this game. Like,
this is if you look at the schedule, is Bills, Chargers, Bills. A Charger sandwich in between the Bills is just gnarly work for your last 3 games. And
Patriots own the Chargers. They should have beaten them last year. I think they win that game. I think they can win today, and they can win the Charger game. They're not beating the Bills. I don't care if in week 18 they're not beating the Bills.
So all right. Yeah, I can't put this. I couldn't put, if I was alive in Survivor, I couldn't put the Cardinals in here.
No.
That is, so I guess the
Vikings Monday night is going to be the number 1 pick this week is going to be the Vikings against the Bears in Survivor.
Yeah.
That's going to be your number 1 pick, which I don't mind. 7-point favorite at home. Bears suck.
Bears on the 3rd road game in a row.
Yeah. So that's everyone's going to be on. If you're looking for what the Survivor pick is, Survivor pick is going to be Monday night with the Vikings on that. Guys, join the NFL podcast group. You can join the group by visiting the community tab in the BettingPros app or by going to bettingpros.com/NFL contest. Sync your picks and use the quick pick feature or the BettingPros on the BettingPros app and get a chance to win free weekly and monthly prizes. Elevate your betting strategy and join the conversation today at bettingpros.com/NFL contest. We go to Sunday night, Green Bay at Seattle. Number is 2.5. I've got 2 bets on this. I like the under in this game. Under on Sunday night has been extremely profitable this year. It's been,
overall.
Yeah, it's just been a cash cow since 2022. You look at the unders, 39-16 on Sunday Night Football, including 36-14 in the regular season. That is a ridiculous mark of 65% to the under. Where are you on this game with the Packers? I'm teasing it up. I'm giving Seattle plus 8.5 on the other side of my Bills teaser. I think it's a tight game, and we're going under. Where are you on Sunday night?
Man, I'm nervous here on the side because this like a game where you have the biting kneecaps trend of the Packers just playing the Lions. So teams that come off playing the Lions aren't very, very good. Not at all, especially on the road. Yeah. Then you have a first place in the division, Seattle Seahawks team that's at home. I know the home aspect has been horrible for them all season. And I think that mindset and that thinking of, man, we've been bad at home all season, and yet we found our way to first place in the division. Let's give the home fans something to cheer about here. Let's turn it up. Let's go get out here, get a win. And so very, very nervous on the side. However, what I can say is with that defense and how they've been flying around, how they've been making life difficult, and Mike McDonald finally seems like he's figured it out, they still don't cover the running back well. So I like Josh Jacobs to go over his receiving prop here, to go over 12.5 receiving yards. It's been very, very good to this line. The Seahawks have been giving this line up to everybody that they can. And I think this is another good opportunity for Josh Jacobs here to have a really good game. And I do love Jordan Love to throw a pick today.
Ooh.
Say that. I didn't add that to the card, but it will be getting bet tonight. I do think Jordan Love to throw a pick. Yeah.
Okay.
This Seattle Seahawks defense is very, very opportunistic, and Jordan Love will 100% give the football away. 100%.
That's a really interesting. Okay, I don't mind that at all. To have them do that. Okay,
that's probably going to be one of my top plays Sunday Night Football. That under and waiting for Jordan Love to throw that interception is coming.
Okay,
Geno might throw one too.
Geno could throw one too. Yeah, Geno's been what's wild. Geno Smith in night games 9-5 ATS with Seattle and the Jets. He's been favored in just 2 of those games. However, as an underdog in prime time, Geno was 2-10 ATS, and he sucks at home. He's 2-5 ATS at home.
One of those wins was against the what was it? Against the Broncos. Yep, 100%. Yeah. One of those wins was against the Broncos. Remember that game?
Not great from a Geno Smith perspective. That's why I want to tease it up to 8.5. He can lose by 3, and we're good. Just Packers by 3, and we're all good. All right, let's run your card. For everybody, including the extra prop bets we didn't get to. What do you like today?
All right, here we have the Cincinnati Bengals, who are just going to destroy the Tennessee Titans today. I love them laying 5.5 here, and I'm a believer. I'm a believer. I like the Broncos to lay 4 against the Colts. We got the under in the Texans and the Dolphins game. Jaden Daniels handled business over 212.5 passing yards. Justice Hill over 32.5 rushing and receiving yards. Garbage time. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery both to go over their receiving props in that game against the Bills. Bryce Young over 16.5 rushing yards. They haven't been talking about this enough. Bryce Young has been running the ball a lot more. He's 4 for 4 hitting this in his last 4 games. And the Dallas Cowboys, not good covering. They play a lot of man that leaves the quarterback open to be able to go get some yards. And Bryce Young is desperate. He wants to make his NFL career work. He wants to continue to get first downs and make the offense look good. He's going to take off a few times. I like Bryce Young to go over this rushing prop. And then finally, we said it, Sunday Night Football, Josh Jacobs over 12.5 receiving yards.
Before we get to my card, I'm going to ask you, because everyone's asking for the Wong teaser. Commanders minus 1.5 has to be in there, right? I mean, it's just Commanders are beating the Saints, right? So that at 1.5, that's here. Dolphins plus 9 or the Bengals,
It's at 6. Yeah, it's at 6.
It's at 6 at certain books. So you can pull, or the Bengals, pick them, or Browns plus 10. Got to find a dance partner for the Commanders.
I can find a 10.5 for you too.
10.5?
Yeah, you can get Browns plus 10.5.
Oh yeah. Okay. Browns plus 10.5. Which is the better play in your mind?
I've
already bet the Browns, so I'm already committed.
Yeah, I was about to say that Browns play is very, very tempting.
I'm already committed to the Browns. We can do it again, but I just don't want to do it again for that because I'm already on the Browns.
The Bengals are not losing to the Titans. That's
Commanders and the Bengals, 2 road favorites in the NFL.
Yeah.
Road favorites.
We'll do it. Yeah. We'll do it.
My goodness gracious. All right, there you go. There's your Wong teaser. Commanders minus 1.5 and the Bengals at a pick here for minus 120 on the Wong teaser. For me, for my plays here today, we're going with the Bucs plus 3 against the Chargers. I don't mind teasing that up either to 9 with the Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield being on the road. He's a different quarterback on the road than he is at home. I like the Bills and the Lions under 54.5. We talked about how high it's 55 now at certain books. You can go under with the Bills and the Lions. Packers, Seahawks under 46 on Sunday Night Football. That's just been a very profitable trend to come in with. Bills plus 8.5. Tease with the Seahawks at plus 8.5. A chance to jump in there with Buffalo keeping the game close. I think the Bills can win the game outright. They need it more than the Lions do, although going to Ford Field is not easy to do. DeAndre Hopkins has been a ghost for this Chiefs offense, and we have a really good secondary for the Browns. I think they're going to take away DeAndre Hopkins. I think it's going to make the Chiefs try to run the football here today. So under 46.5 yards receiving for DeAndre Hopkins. And like I mentioned, Baker Mayfield over 14.5 yards rushing. He's a guy on the road. At home, he doesn't run. On the road, he'll do everything in his power to win. He'll give up his body. He'll run. He's hit this in 2 of his last 3 road games, going over 14.5 yards rushing for Baker Mayfield, coming in here with that. So, and you add the Wong teaser in, Commanders and the Bengals. Commanders minus 1.5. The Bengals at a pick here for 1.2 units on this. Terrell, great stuff. Thank you for the time. Appreciate you guys all being here. I'm Matt Perrault. Terrell's got fast break bets for you coming up with the NBA Cup on Tuesday. I got the Daily Juice for you guys coming up tonight for Monday Night Football. 2 games for Monday night coming up tomorrow night for the Daily Juice podcast. For Sal in the back, we're back next week for week 16 for the NFL live stream right here on Betting Pros.